question who has the best beard, so on. Maybe in the
We
poll
lost.
at the end.
And we're live. So welcome everybody to this recap of Re-Event 2021. It actually is 2022, I guess. But time to have like a nice recap of what happened in Las Vegas. All of us except for one was there in Las Vegas. So sorry, Sohan, you had to miss it. But we'll see you probably next year. I think most of you know us, but let's do a very quick round to introduce yourselves. Some people changed jobs recently, so that might be a big change. So please start. Walter, where are you working right now?
Your mic is off, Walter.
In my last company, they called me Mr. Mute. So anyway, I just switched jobs on January 1st. So I'm with a company called Gideon right now, which for the people who actually live in the Netherlands in a house, they might know them. They're doing home visits as mechanics for instance, Vodafone, Ziggo, and for T-Mobile and those kind of companies. And so I'm being a CTO there, and most of their stuff runs on AWS. And I'm very happy that they gave me space to keep meddling in the AWS user group because I really enjoy that part. So that's me.
Cool, thanks. And then my brother, who's not a brother, but has the same name.
That's me. Well, we're not sure, right? We never tested. Anyways, my name is Piet. I work at Luminis. Software company that does a lot of cloud and data stuff. I haven't switched jobs, but I decided to change my role to cloud transformation consultant instead of cloud consultant to signal that I'm not an Office 365 installer anymore. So I'm pleased to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Cool, thanks. And Maarten, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. So my name is Lindink, and I work at a company called Noordcloud, which is basically a consultancy company with offices all across Europe. So working there as the AWS practice lead / tech lead.
Thanks. And Luc?
Yeah, Luc van Donkersgoed. I'm working at PostNL, where I'm a lead engineer in the integration team. So I'm building everything serverless, lots of EventBridge, SNS, SQS, lots of Lambda, API Gateway, and also helping with the learning and development program within PostNL. And then also an AWS hero. So the learning and development part and sharing knowledge is my big thing.
Cool, thanks. And finally, Sohan, how are you doing? Folks. How's your recovery doing?
Recovery is all right, yeah. Hello everyone, Sohan here. I missed Reinvent because I had a surgery on my knee, and I'm doing all right now. And yeah, I work for this company called AWS. You might have heard of it. And yeah, you might hear my Bitcoin mining in the background, but that's just my laptop going a little crazy. Yeah.
We all have that. Thanks. All right. So we organized a lot of recaps over the last couple of years, but this year we wanted to do a little bit differently. So we created like a quiz with fun questions, very serious questions, really hard questions. We blame Luc for that. Answers only Luc knows. Let me check if I can show you the link and the code. So you can join at kahoot.it with code on the screen, and yeah, let's chat a bit more until we have more attendees. Then I will share my screen here as well, where all questions are visible, and we will also discuss the questions live. So maybe we will give some answers accidentally. Otherwise, we'll just discuss what happened in Las Vegas. I see one person coming in. Walter is also there. He didn't came up with questions, so probably he is a valid player. Anyway, there is only going to be one winner. So the winner will get a swag bag. That means, so here in my background, I have like a bag I received from AWS for the community, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I got in Las Vegas, and a lot of duplicates in there as well. So we send that to the winner. So even if you were not in Las Vegas, you have collected all the swag that was available. I see around 10 people now joined here.
Did anybody of you get the 10 years anniversary jacket? Actually, great.
I've got one.
Me
So
too.
if the winner has this size, this is probably the only time I wear this jacket, and it is really hot right now. So probably I'll take it off in a minute, but it's nice. You also have one, right?
I have one as well, yeah. So if anybody wants to have it, then definitely join the quiz.
So for people who weren't there, they were handing these things out at random. So you needed to get a voucher somewhere on the AWS on the reInvent grounds, and then if you got a voucher, you could pick it up. And so for me personally, I saw it. I thought that's really cool. And then indeed, my second thought was, when the hell am I wearing a jacket outside that is this jacket? So
during the recap, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I got the same. I had the voucher, or I wanted the voucher, and I actually asked a few people, if you see anyone handing out those vouchers, get one for me. And then I finally got the voucher and decided not to get the jacket.
Yeah. Did you guys have to leave something in your hotel room? Or there was actually a place where you could put your swag that was too much for your luggage, so that they handed out to people that can't afford bags or swag, etc. Everybody was able to take it on.
Some room in my suitcase left, so I could have brought Luke's jacket to the Netherlands. Should have told me.
Yeah. No, I decided to leave some stuff behind, but I can't remember what it is, so it probably wasn't the most interesting stuff.
I think I've come to the maturity level that I realize that I'm not going to take most of this stuff home. I'm not going to be using it, so I'll just not get the swag in the first place. Only the things that I really want. And even then, I still have stickers that are not necessarily super useful.
The only swag I take nowadays from conferences is socks. I can't have enough of that stuff. Yeah.
I am wearing AWS. I am wearing AWS Lambda socks now, so at least got that.
I gave that those socks to my wife, and also the jacket that Maarten is now wearing. I already had it because it was the same as last year, so I thought, yeah, what do I need? Why do I need two of those? So Pete, he took an S, the smallest version, and we exchanged. So she's really happy with it.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I see right now 19 people are there. Let me check if I can share my screen, and we can almost start the first round, I guess.
So did anyone get any cool swag? I got the best swag I got was from the Salesforce booth. There was a Salesforce booth, not on the expo hall, but stashed away somewhere. And you needed to do a 10-minute thing there, and then you got this little thermos that's actually really good quality. So I'm super happy using that one right now. But that's the only swag that was really actually useful.
I got two of these NFC YubiKeys from the AWS Identity team.
Ah, cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Great, and I don't know why my screen is not sharing, so please keep talking and let me figure this out.
So we
got these.
Go ahead.
Look,
I wanted to say I got these Heroes glass, which is part of the thing you can win. But I saw a lot of heroes that struggle keeping it at one piece. Even there, but also at home. Yours survived as well, Luke? Or
No, I actually got one that was broken when I got it. And that's one of the things that I left in the hotel room as well, because, well, my suitcase was full and the glasses didn't fit. And also, I didn't want to end up with a bag full of glass back at home.
I can imagine, yeah. Well, this is still not working. Let me check. How can I fix that?
The Mongo Expo actually had a very nice swag as well. I got it here. It's a little bag with all the stuff in it, and you can use it for your travels as well. But it was this like a mobile med kit, so it had like painkillers and chapstick and what else? Earplugs, all that kind of stuff. But that was really, really thoughtful, because that's the stuff that you need at reInvent.
Painkillers and earplugs.
Yes, especially the earplugs at night and the painkillers in the morning, I guess.
Exactly. I forgot them the first time I went there. I didn't get any swag because I'm really mature, as Walter mentioned. Just some stickers. That's it.
So mature is an acceptable synonym for old now.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. Experience is what we call it.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Hey, Luke, how's your bite-sized serverless website going? I really like
really
your.
good.
Yeah. Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, sure. So actually, I've been working on this for a few months. It's a new website called bitesizedserverless.com, in which, well, I write bite-sized articles about serverless. You never guess.
Good name.
So I really try to do really focused topics on one actual implementation with example code with it. And I launched it a week and a half ago, and I got a few thousand visitors already,
Nice.
and that's increasing. And I'm spending a lot of my own time writing new articles, so really enjoying that.
Cool. Great initiative, and nice that the people are actually visiting.
Yeah, I have quite a few people on Twitter who liked it and shared it, so that really made it a more of a publicly known thing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But really
Cool.
happy with the results.
Do you have any plans on writing new articles in the coming weeks, months?
Yeah, sure. So I'm currently working on a Cognito series. So I got one on Lambda triggers in Cognito. I'm currently writing one on how to do secure remote passwords, SRP, without using the Amplify library, because currently you can pretty much only do it with Amplify, but the way I see it, you don't always want to use Amplify. So I'm writing an article how to achieve that. And another one on identity pools, planning one on Dynamodb. So yeah, lots of content to come.
Cool. And speaking of Dynamo, is there something we can announce yet on a Dynamo workshop coming in the not too distant future?
Yeah, for sure. I think February 2nd, there will be a Dynamodb workshop organized together with AWS and some other user group communities throughout Europe. One of the presenters will be Alex Debris. So
cool.
One of the guys that I guess is famous for being the Dynamodb expert in the AWS community. We'll create the invite. I guess end of this week or probably early next week, once we have all the details summarized. So watch out for that, definitely.
Yeah,
do you have any idea what participants are supposed to do? What can they learn, or what are they? How interactive is it?
Yeah, so it's a workshop with actual hands-on workshop on how to use Dynamodb. Not sure yet on the level of the workshop, but if it's intro level or expert level. But
okay. Cool. And is it
I
all
think that
regions simultaneously that will participate, or is it per region?
No, it's all at once.
Okay.
So we have expect around 200 people, something like that.
oh, that's a nice group. I think DynamoDB is one of the most maybe misunderstood services in AWS. Like it's one of the best designed and most powerful services that they have, maybe together with S3 or IAM. But you really need to change your mindset from traditional databases to using DynamoDB. But if you do it right, it is so incredibly powerful. It's really, really nicely designed. So I hope your workshop can convert some RDS or SQL people to use it.
Or frighten a lot of people that go heads deep into single table design and might lose it forever. Yeah.
Well, it's a really popular
you win some,
service
you lose some.
Yeah.
Is it working, Martijn?
Yeah, almost. I used this computer, I think, for not used it for like 6 months or so. Things that were on the screen were actually a development thing I was doing like 6 months ago. So my computer was, but I didn't want to use my work computer. So I logged in, but Chrome lost like the authorization to share screens in StreamYard. So that's also why I need to restart it, my Chrome, and lost the Kahoot thing. So I'm not sure if it's kicked out of Kahoot. I see the message. So I need to start a new session and share a new code probably.
Yes. We had this trouble before in the DevOps Days Amsterdam, DevOps Days online conference. It was the same thing. It's really annoying. If as an organizer you close the Kahoot, God.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
great.
we had it timing out in the community day as well.
Yeah.
So do not use the same browser, and I'm still using the same browser. But and it's a really difficult password, so I need to focus on typing a password.
Come on, you can do it.
Yeah, continue.
No pressure at all. It's not like dozens of
A4,
people waiting for it.
Hey, look, I keep sending your EventBridge talk to people, the one that's on YouTube, because I really liked it. And when I talk to people and I say, because what I notice is that quite a few people have trouble understanding what the difference is between doing development that ends up on AWS and AWS native development, and even cloud native development is somewhere in between there. But I think that there's not enough people who understand, if you really leverage some of the AWS services, how that can work for you. And I think you're talking on the EventBridge stuff is one that has all the factors to convince people that this is serious stuff and actually really quite powerful.
Awesome, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm really happy with the amount of views we got on YouTube, but also the feedback that I got on the session itself. And what I really hope to bring across with the talk is there are so many services, but you can't expect them to work exactly for your use case out of the box. You're always going to have to be combining different components, and that is also a mindset change. I hope that people see that or have that as a takeaway. I'm glad to hear
that. Is that the one you gave on the
it.
community day, Luke? The talk?
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the chat now. Okay. Yeah, I had some a client of mine mentioned it last week that he has watched it and recommended it to colleagues as well. So it's a successful talk.
Yeah. Good to
Great
hear.
Stuff.
I'm working on my next one now, which is on serverless integration testing. So I'll let you know when that's ready.
Nice.
Good topic. Which services are you going to expand on?
Using step functions and API gateway and Lambda functions to do integration tests on components deployed in your AWS account. And we'll look at doing native step functions, integration tests, or using a framework like PyTest to do that for you, and also integrations with your pipeline like GitHub Actions or GitLab. But it's a work in progress, so there might be some topics still added or removed from that.
Oh, you got me intrigued already, so keep me updated. If you need a reviewer, then I'll be happy to review someone to practice.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, people are joining Kahoot now. That's good.
Yeah, and the maximum we had was 20 people. So let's wait until we hit the 20 again, and hopefully nobody left because of these technical issues.
19 then, because I decided to not rejoin because I can literally see the questions and the answers in the Google Doc. So maybe it makes not that much sense to join.
But you want that swag back? That's the whole thing, right?
So badly. I left all of that stuff in reInvent because I'm so mature.
Well, you can be mature and be kind of sad about it. That's okay.
That's the maturity part.
I'm crying off screen.
Okay, let's give them just one more minute. And then I'll hit start, I guess.
Hey, did you all join the new Twitter community, the AWS community? I know I did. What do you think?
It was off to a really strong start, and I feel like it maybe got a bit more muted afterwards. But still, I like having a separate group where I can preview some content and people that are really just focused on AWS. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked what you did, that you can pre-test or test out certain announcements on the community and get some feedback, and then announce it to the world afterwards.
Yeah, it's like a private group on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking up the link. You can join, and it's open to join, right?
Yeah. Yeah, anyone can join. And I think there are just about 2,000 people in there, but it's not very noisy or anything. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
A lot of signal, not so much noise.
Exactly.
Yes, we're at 19, Martijn.
Hit it.
And it was 18, and I thought, well, there's nobody coming in, so now it's 19. But let's start, I think. Oh, you're right in time.
We're at 20, yeah.
And hopefully it's all working. We'll start with a slide, I think. And it's about 4 rounds of about 10 questions. So the first round is like a warm-up with some very easy questions and some really hard questions. How many years of reInvent did we celebrate this year? And I'm afraid somebody already gave the answer today.
Whoops.
It's a test of how well people have been listening to us.
How many times of those have you been?
I've been there 3 times. I had to skip 2. And the others? Lucas 1, well 2 with last year's.
Yeah,
I've been there to 2 and 1 virtual. Plastic.
Yeah, okay. If you count that one, then 4. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think I've been in person either 3 or 4 times. Definitely 3.
all right. I see most people got the answer right.
Looks like it, yeah. somebody even guessed 20 years.
Well, it feels that way, right?
It's almost it's 15 years AWS, 16 years maybe.
I think the first public service was 2006, so that's 15 years.
We're answering the next question.
Really?
No, probably not.
Well, again, just pay attention to what we're saying.
And I just noticed I have to click next every time, so focus.
Who took over as CEO of AWS? I know all these people, I think.
Must be Bill Gates.
Some of us also met, I think, 3 of them. 2 of them, right?
Yeah, 2 of them. Didn't get the
What,
chance
this
for
year?
the first one. Yeah.
So it's C or circle. Adam Selipsky, the old
Yellow
shadow
circle.
or right hand of the previous CEO.
Yeah. So new CEO Adam Selipsky, and we have it's a bot. Well, it's a bot, so I guess that's obvious. In first place.
Are we being ruled by the machines already?
For sure.
Well, if somebody took the effort to write a Kahoot bot, then they earn the swag, right?
Yeah, and especially if it's serverless, then they get twice the price.
Next question: what is AWS Private 5G?
I think it's red.
I'm a little worried about the circle answer there. A function title given to exceptionally disciplined. I'm a little worried now.
You didn't know, so on.
So on our private 5G, you know that.
Almost everyone got this correct.
Great.
Awesome.
It's really a bot.
Santos Dre is moving up. 2,400 points.
For those of you who don't know, who are taking part, the faster you answer, the more points you get.
What does an Amazon EC2 TRN1 instance do?
These
I
instance
think-
types become like my passwords.
Yeah. But I think
They're more difficult to remember, right? TRN1.
But there are like 200 instance types now. It's
No, even
it's become
more.
a lot.
Again, one of the first future questions. No spoilers.
Yeah, as before.
Pay attention.
But I think by itself, it doesn't do anything, right? You need to deploy the model to it or the framework, whatever you want to do.
Yes, you're
It's a
technically
trick
correct.
question. Yeah. Santos is on fire. 4 correct
4 in a
answers.
row.
That's nice.
Nice.
So now I'm kind of worried to talk about any topic, just in case there's a question, right?
Should talk about the previous answer. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, it's all a free game.
And now we should be a little bit quiet to give people room to think, because this is one of the Luke questions, I call it. They even get double points for it.
I didn't write this question. Though.
Oh, really?
I know I did.
Yeah.
Woo!
I did not. I learned something new today.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one.
So double points for 3 of the people. Let's see what that does.
It's a
It
bot
It
is
moves
gone.
PTR back to the top.
Nice. I had to really dig around in the announcement slide deck to get this quiz question. So I learned something new as well.
And this is supposed to be a fun quiz. Don't make the questions that difficult.
I had fun making it.
At least you had fun.
I guess you had fun with the bullshit answers, right? The bullshit answers that are believable enough to be right.
Those are fun.
I think we even have typos in those questions, right?
On purpose.
Bracket.
Amazon bracket hybrid jobs. This is a difficult one too.
Well, apparently
Most
not.
people got them right. Very nice.
Yeah. A lot of quantum scientists in the audience.
PTR still leading the board. It's a bot is trying to catch up.
Multi-select.
Select 2, okay.
You too.
Oh, we actually get a preview. That's nice.
Yeah, some questions I was able to find like a image.
But no use for skill, so it's still guesswork then.
Yeah, this is obviously a very tall server.
Wasn't there one displayed at the conference floor?
Yeah.
There was in the expo, and both
hall.
the 1 use and the 2 use and the big ones, the 42 use as well. It's really impressive.
I wonder if
And
that
actually,
fit back into the suitcase.
yeah, we should have given them out as swag.
Oh, it's about is back.
New regions. So I'm not gonna say what it is in case of there's another question, but there are a lot of new regions being added to the AWS region list this year and next.
Still day one.
At least for those regions.
I don't recognize the city.
Green. No.
I took the image from Werner, his blog, the All Things Distributed. So, speaking about regions, I took my booster shot last weekend, and it's in Middenmeer. So I think they injected some Microsoft data center in my arm.
At least you have good 5G coverage now. So
yeah.
5G at the edge.
That's private 5G. That should have been one of the answers.
Exactly. It's about as back, but the difference is very small.
Which one of us is it's a bot?
I'm not telling.
I'm happy that I can control Kahoot and StreamYard at the same time, so I'm not able to participate in the game with the computer.
AWS Cloud WAN.
How much did you have to drink when you made these answers?
Okay, which mature person used Netscape in their in one of the guesses? One of you guys are mature for sure.
Well, which mature person looks at Avatar, The Last Airbender?
Oh yeah.
But this was one of the questions I had to make a little bit shorter because the answer was too long for the space that is available for answers.
There's wide area networks managed by AWS. We have a new person in the top 5 called JG. Good one.
I think this is the last.
Second to last.
Second to last.
I had a lot of CloudWatch run in Vegas. Could have used those MongoDB kits.
Exactly.
Let me see.
Difficult one.
Ooh.
5 people got it right.
Nice. So it's a sort of Google Analytics for AWS, right? Anyone use it yet?
No, not really Google Analytics. It really does click monitoring and that kind of stuff to see real user behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But haven't used it. More of a backend kind of guy.
All right. This is the last question for this round.
Okay, cool. How do you know?
Big briefje.
Oh, in the
Peeking at the
Google
answers.
Docs. Okay.
Yes, I have 2 screens as well. Multitasking. Let's see.
It's an actual service, Ground Truth Plus, using real human experts to label your data sets.
Plus persons.
Wasn't that Mechanical Turkey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mechanical Turkey. That's nice.
But didn't Amazon have an actual Amazon Mechanical Turkey service? Some
Mechanical Turk.
Mechanical Turk.
Mechanical Turk.
It still exists. Yeah, it still exists.
Really? So you can give people jobs and they get paid for it, and then you get your process jobs back. Cool.
Yeah,
It's hands down one of the most surprising talks I've seen at reInvent in all those years. I accidentally, randomly ended up there because it happened to be have open slots in the building that I was in at that time. And then I was like, wait, what? This exists? We Amazon has this? How does no one know that this exists? It's really quite amazing.
Oh, they even announced SageMaker Ground Truth Plus on the Mechanical Turk website, linked in the comments.
Yeah, it's the same platform, I think.
Mm-hmm. The original Mechanical Turk was a chess machine. Do you know this? So the original Mechanical Turk was I don't know how old it is, but it was an actual Turkish person hidden in a chess chest, which could play against you, and people believed it was actually magic.
Yeah, it was an automated, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Now
one
we
of
have
the
it as a
first large-scale scams, right? They actually traveled around and visited kings to pay to play against the machine, and there was just a human in it.
It's risky business playing against a king.
We also put a banner online that people can also ask questions. So if you have like a question, what happened here and there in Las Vegas, or maybe a technical thing you ran into with one of the new services or one of the new announcements. I know a couple of us already tried some new services also that are in private preview. So if you have questions about that, or if one of us want to share like a short story, feel free. I think now is a good time before we start the next round of questions.
So yeah, one of the things that I really like is the fact that you can now filter events from streams when you consume them with Lambda. So don't know if you've seen the announcement or maybe already used it, but that's really powerful.
Yes, less code. I was really happy with that announcement. Yeah.
The one I tried was I think it was called Canvas, SageMaker Canvas.
SageMaker Canvas, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like even I can do some machine learning stuff with with a Excel kind of program in my web browser. But it was great. I just tested it, and it was really nice.
I actually only tried a lot of the more, let's say, boring services like IPAM, for example, which was kind of these things that you should have had like 3 years ago, but now it's finally there. So really nice to manage your IP address space across all your VPCs, especially in large scale networks. Just no more networking team handing out IP ranges from a network sheet, but just a proper API and track your IP space all over the enterprise. So really nice. And really easy to set up as well. So.
Did any of you try the Amplify Studio yet?
I didn't yet.
Someone did, right?
Yep. I tried it out. It's pretty cool. I think it's good. Amplify Studio is cool. SageMaker Canvas, like Martijn said, is fun because I think we're getting at that stage in tech where you don't have to be a data scientist to do machine learning stuff, right? A couple of years back, it was API based. Now I think a lot of point and click tools will start doing it. I'm also doing a session at Innovate about Ground Truth Plus. So I'm not going to give spoilers now, but I think it's quite cool. It's an interesting concept. Name is a little complicated, like SageMaker Ground Truth Plus. But yeah, I think those are the cool announcements from reInvent from me.
Awesome.
Also, somebody shared DynamoDB IA is a cool feature. Is it IA or AI?
No, it's infrequently accessed.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's DynamoDB tables where the DynamoDB table functions exactly the same as a normal table would, but the billing is different. So you pay much less for storage and a lot more for access, just like S3, S3 IA. And it's used to have data that needs to be instantly accessible, but isn't actually accessed all that often, like old social media posts.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is actually what my next blog post will be about. So stay tuned.
Your bite-sized serverless post or a blog post?
Yeah, bite-sized serverless. So yeah.
Cool. I went to a workshop during reInvent, trying out the new data exchange for APIs feature. That was really cool. Just being able to call people's data sets with a click of a button or a call of an API. During the keynote of, I think, Werner Vogels, they mentioned that it's now the data from space is now just one API call away. And that really, I don't know why, but that really blew me away at the moment to realize that indeed anything, infrastructure, data, software is just an API call away, and composing these into something powerful is, well, it's possible for anyone. If you don't, I don't know what it would cost to do an API call into space, but apart from that, really powerful concept.
So what do you think about the ground stations?
Also really cool. Yeah, haven't tried them out yet.
You don't have a satellite just hanging around?
Not yet. No. I've spent all my money on solar panels this year, maybe next year. No, but that's also a really cool concept. I once listened to a podcast where a NASA engineer mentioned how they use AWS to gather data and process it at the edge on Earth, and ground station is next level.
Yeah, so maybe for the people listening in who don't know what ground station is, it's actual physical ground stations located in different locations around the Earth, where you can rent radio capacity to receive signals from space. So if you're into satellites, you don't have to build your own ground stations anymore. You can just rent them from Amazon. So it's really niche, but also super cool that they offer this.
Yeah, I remember ground station was launched, I think 3 or 4 re-events ago. And we had like a pre-briefing. Some heroes get pre-briefing, so you're not allowed to speak about what's going to happen at re-event. So the only person I was allowed to speak with was Luc at the time. It was ambassadors and heroes, and so we people that we met. Are they going to announce maybe a new deep lens or something? And you can, well, of course, let them guess a little bit and say, yeah, it's something which can fly and very high and these kind of things. So making fun of friends there.
But it still didn't beat the snowmobile announcement where they drove an actual truck onto the stage. That was the most insane reInvent moment.
Yeah, which I missed. So I was in that room there, and the only moment I had to go to the toilet for like 5 minutes, and then I came back in that room, and everybody was like, "There's something happened," and I was with a friend there, Thijs, and he said, "Yeah, you just missed the biggest announcement on the reInvent that will ever happen."
They waited for you. There's like, hey, is my friend going to the toilet yet? We can drive it out now.
I guess so, yes. Shall we do another round? Is that okay?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone updated their bot. Let's see if it can compete with humans.
We will get a new region local zone.
Corona variant.
Well, thank you, Amazon.
I haven't heard anyone from reEvent that got corona there. So, have you?
No, me neither. It's really well done.
Yeah, but at the conference itself, everybody was sticking to the rules, right? So I think it was perfectly well organized and safe to be there.
Yeah. Some even got a booster shot there. So in the Netherlands, it was not available yet, but there you can go shop for some groceries, and in the same shop you can just get a vaccination for free. So, well, there were a couple of guys that tried it. None of us, right?
Try.
No.
I was waiting for them to remain healthy.
Exactly, guinea pigs.
Yeah, it's a local zone. I hoped for a actual region, but it's a local zone. So let's start with a local zone, and hopefully the Netherlands grows a little bit, so we have space for a actual region.
Do you know if the local zone will be attached to Frankfurt or to the Ireland region?
I don't know.
Or Paris.
Me neither. I don't think it's
Paris is also.
Yeah, Paris could.
Or London.
Yeah, or London. There's a local zone in Belgium as well coming up.
Brussels.
So,
yeah.
Brussels. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Oh, it's a bot is still
on top, but AGM is in a streak.
Well, we already gave away one of the answers.
Again. Talking about physical devices, one of the swag items that you're giving away is, I think, AWS glasses, right?
AWS glasses.
Yeah.
I think the swag that one of the presents. Or
that still works?
Prices, I should say.
Yes. Really cool.
This thing, you mean?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
It's a physical device.
I'm gonna give it away, but I'm not sure if my kids are happy with it, because from all the swag that I brought home, this was the coolest thing they saw. So I'm not sure if they will be happy with it, but let's see.
But AWS RoboMaker is not a physical device. So anybody want to tell a bit about RoboMaker, what it is?
I can't remember correctly. Is it something to get robots to communicate more simply? What was it? A fleet of robots?
Simulation software.
I think it's like if you train your deep racer, right? You have this virtual environment where you can train your deep racer. You can do similar things with RoboMaker. So, the deep racer, virtual deep racer, is also a build on top of this tool.
Yeah, it's a fully managed simulation service. So yeah, if you have like robots on your factory floor and things, you can simulate all of that, and it does your machine learning, your reinforcement learning, all of that stuff.
Okay.
So now if we think we're living in a simulation, we might be living in RoboMaker. Pretty cool.
It's all in the metaverse, right?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of services, I fully understand why they're making them. Stuff like this, I wonder how the decision was made to make RoboMaker. I know that a lot of it is customer driven, but
somebody asked.
It seems like such a strange service to include when there are literally a billion other things that they could have also done.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to give you a quick example, at PostNL we actually have robots that do automatic sorting of parcels and mail, and so we have a fully autonomous sorting center. And building a center like that, a distribution centers, cost like millions. So if you can simulate that in the cloud, that can be really valuable.
Yeah, I don't doubt that, but it's still a one of like a million different services that you could build. Right? I don't know, medical device simulation.
That's true.
I think a lot of this comes from things that were built already for the Amazon fulfillment centers, right? So then it's easier to like servicize it because it already exists.
But then what about something like IoT Fleetwise, for example, would be for managing connected cars? I mean, how many companies in the world are there that need such a service, right? It's kind of a pretty narrow audience for those services, I suspect, but I guess there's market for it. Yeah.
It's also a growth market, right? If you have if you are the first mover in such a market, and then there are suddenly billions of autonomous devices, then you can really benefit from that. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think some of AWS big partners are in the automotive industry, right? So you can imagine there's an incentive to develop such a thing if they're going to use it.
We have Jacob, who moved into first place.
Nice. Beating the bots. Good job.
Congratulations, Jacob. Or it's a better bot with a better name as well.
Serverless, finally.
All of them.
Multiple choice question. That makes it extra difficult.
Is it multiple choice or is it just?
Yeah, it's multiple choice. 3 of them.
But do you get a correct answer if you just guessed Redshift, or do you get 3 points if you get all 3?
I'm not sure. It depends how you configure the question, and I'm not sure if I configured this one correctly because normally it would say it's multi-select, but if you have at least one correct, then you get the points. So,
okay,
all right. There's a big shift in the standings now. We have Peter moving up, Andra moving up, and Jacob still leading the pack. Carpenter, that's what you become when you're done with tech, right?
Mm-hmm. Or chef, either one of those.
Exactly.
I'm personally biased towards being a microbrewer. Do my own brew. Another midlife crisis thing to do.
Very nice.
A simple beer service, right?
I think I'll
Did any of you guys try that out? The serverless beer or cappuccino service that was at reInvent?
No, I went to a talk, but I didn't try it out. Did it work correctly?
I don't know.
I was there. I didn't actually order one because there was a really long line, but lots of people that got their coffee from the serverless espresso.
Serverless espresso.
What is that last abbreviation?
Let me Google it for you.
Something it's for you.
Google, yeah.
It's a famous website, lmgtfy.com, and it does an animation where it fills in the text that you type. So when somebody asks you a silly question, that is one Google result away. You can do lmgtfy, and it automatically forwards you to the first Google result too.
Nice. Might have been a better name than AWS Repost, but
no shit.
Well.
And the Guru was already taken for some other services. So
I think that the repost, the idea is really interesting, but then I think Corey Quinn had it quite quickly right. He's like, this is based on an IAM user, and people live much longer than their IAM users in general. So you can't really take your history with you from company to company. It kind of breaks the point of having this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
you
of
have
a
to-
weird choice to use an IAM user.
Yeah,
It's not the kind of identity you would have expected.
that's a systems thing, right? So yeah, I fully agree.
Exactly. But it
And
has the
for,
name
for
user in it.
SageMaker Studio Lab, you don't need an AWS account. So that's actually the question that was on the screen while we were discussing. But so
Yeah.
they can do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. SageMaker Studio Lab. So what does that do?
Yeah, it's like SageMaker Studio, but then offered for free. So you don't need an AWS account. It's just like a Jupyter notebook, but not on your machine, but in the cloud, with some extras that are only available in SageMaker Studio. I signed up for it, so I have access, but I didn't have time to dive into it.
All right.
So looking at the number of participants, it looks like it's going to be just an endurance thing. Whoever makes it to all the way to the end has a good chance of winning.
Yeah, maybe we should
Right, yeah.
speed up a bit.
What is AWS CDK Construct Hub?
Jesus.
This I've used. I really like it. Anyone? You?
I didn't use it yet.
Yeah,
But
this is
most
one of
people
the
got
things
it
I
right.
really. This is one of the announcements I was really happy with, to be able to share constructs online and to, like in NPM, see which are popular and just sharing things that people have done 1,000 times already with the world, so you can quickly go on and produce something you've built.
Yeah, awesome. CloudWatch evidently also a very much discussed name on Twitter when it was released.
All answers correct so far. Did I make any mistakes?
I haven't seen any.
Okay.
Hey guys, so
Normally people blame me that I make mistakes in the answers. So
yeah, so I actually have to drop for another meeting. So definitely keep a watch out for the Dynamodb Workshop this week, and then I'll see you later on in one of the next meetups.
sure. Thanks for being here, Maarten.
Hey,
Thanks,
bye, guys.
Maarten.
Thanks, Maarten.
Thanks,
See ya.
Maarten. Bye-bye.
Phew, this
The
is a tough
service or
one.
feature was not announced at reInvent
This year, right?
this year. It's CloudTrail Lake. It was actually announced last week. But this was it had some difficult answers in there.
Yeah, I think we are slowly moving to more fun questions and a poll actually also.
SDKs and developer preview. Brainfuck, Whitespace, and Pete. That must be the answer.
Yeah, Pete is an
Pete is
actual,
actual
language. Yeah. Ah.
All
Yeah,
of them are actual languages.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pete is a language named after the artist Piet Mondriaan, my namesake. And what you do is you graphically produce a Mondriaan-like painting, and that's the code for your program. Never tried it.
Whitespace is made up of you can only use characters that don't show on screen. So a Whitespace piece of code looks like nothing. You have to look up the ASCII codes of every single character and then figure out what they mean with respect to the actual program.
This seems like a tough question. How many bugs were fixed during AWS Bug Bust reInvent challenge?
Oh, Jesus.
30,000.
Yeah, it's quite a lot. I wanted to participate. I didn't. Did any of you join?
Was it for documentation or for what?
No, it was actual bugs and open source, I think, Python projects.
I only create bugs.
Yeah, me too.
I'm on your boat, Martijn. This is really
Let's
cool.
see. Yeah, new pillars. The sustainability pillar.
Yeah, I also really like this one because we actually discussed it during Community Day with Jeff Barr because of some one of the presenters did a short talk about sustainability in the cloud, and then we asked Jeff if we would ever see the sustainability as being part of the well-architected framework. So I think we came up with in the Netherlands came up with this new pillar, and they took it.
But in a slightly more serious note, it's really cool to see AWS give a commitment on sustainability by putting it in the well-architected framework, because keep in mind that those 5 pillars have been 5 pillars for over a decade. And now adding a 6th one to it is a really strong message, not necessarily because of the contents of the pillar, but the fact that they even took the step to add a pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, my favorite service.
Adrian Cockcroft has moved on to Amazon. He's now sustainability VP or something. I'm not sure what his title is. I went to one of his talks, and he announced more than a few services or documentation or initiatives to do more sustainable cloud development. It was a really good talk. If you can look it up, I highly recommend it. Let me look it up.
Yeah, share it in the chat.
Yeah.
Jacob is still leading the pack by a lot now, by 3,000 points, with Santos Dre 82 in 2nd place. So, but still a lot of questions to go. So a lot of chances to still move back to the top.
Yeah, we can even continue because the next round, I think, is the poll.
The next is trivia, right? Or do we have a poll before trivia? Oh, sorry.
I think we have the poll first, yeah. And
right.
I'm curious if what the people here in the Netherlands think of what are the nice announcements, etc. So shall we just continue?
Sure.
All agree?
Yeah. Yes.
No points to be scored, so you can be honest.
I think Adam, for his first time, was quite good. It was his first time on stage, and I think it was good.
Definitely.
I'm curious to know what your opinions are there.
I think that Werner and his "you asked for this" is one of the legendary ones that will go down, and you will hear that for quite a while.
Lots of debate about that as well.
Yeah. It's that's what I noticed too. I thought it was a really good to underline that AWS makes what people ask for implicitly. But I saw on Twitter there was a lot of discussion. I think maybe some people misunderstood what he meant by saying you asked for this, because I really like this focus on what customers use and need, and then building that instead of leading the customer with things you think they need. But maybe someone has different opinion than me.
The counter argument was like, we don't need 20 types of databases. We need 4 databases, and we can use and that are done really well and use them for the 20 use cases. So I get that side as well.
Okay. Yeah, me too. But what I really like about what AWS explicitly signaled this year is that they're in for the long haul, and that they are a stable platform that has a lot of features released that will be maintained until the end of times. And for me, that signals that if I want to build something on AWS, then it will probably still work in 10 years, and that I can build on top of that without everything falling over. So I get the argument, but I love that there are 20 services that still work after 15 years. But I can imagine that if you're new to the platform, or if you're scrolling around in the console, that can be a little overwhelming and hard to pick the correct choice.
A little bit of devil's advocate. I do like that commitment, but I've also learned by being a mature person that these kind of commitments only last as long as the business carries it. and then things are overturned if there's a need for it in the future. It's not to say that I believe that will happen, but I have seen this in the past where people in other companies made commitments of we will maintain this for, I don't know, X amount, and then just not do it. So I've grown to take those kind of statements with a little grain of salt.
Well,
But Amazon has a good reputation on it, right? For example,
absolutely.
and EC2 Classic.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I come from a Java background, and I think I see a lot of similarities in what Oracle did with Java and the community did with Java, the commitment to backwards compatibility and a long view forward. I see a lot of parallels with what AWS is doing with our building blocks. And well, if Oracle can make this commitment and stick to it, then AWS can probably do it too. The only thing that's missing is that Java is community driven and managed by Oracle, and AWS is more AWS driven. But still, there's a large user group that has a decent voice in what AWS does, and that's why I like the announcement of you asked for this and we build it.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Walter.
Shall we go to the next poll?
Let's go.
Amsterdam. Oh my God. Not that.
But do you really want to have 40,000 or like 60,000 AWS engineers roaming Amsterdam? That's the question.
I'm an hour away from there, so definitely. None of that is my problem. Drive in the morning, drive out in the evening. Perfect.
Oh, there are actually a lot that say Amsterdam.
Yeah.
In Amsterdam, if you need to, cycle from one hotel to the other, it will take like also 1 hour.
I think we should submit this to AWS as a representative poll from the community with 9 votes.
No, but seriously, it was fun to be in Vegas once, and the second time also. But I would really prefer if it would be in another city, because I really dislike the city Las Vegas. I can imagine that it's easier to have this infrastructure with hotels and large community or conference centers, but I despise the rest of the city, honestly. If it would be in San Francisco or better New York, it saves jet lag, then I would be all for it. So on, if you can communicate this back to it.
Well, I went to the summit in New York a few years back. It was also organized together with one of the first ambassador meetups. So I was there, and it was actually like re-event a few years ago. It was still with more than 10,000 attendees, and Werner Vogels as the keynote speaker, and really large room, etc. So it felt like re-event, but then in New York, and that was the only time that I went to New York. So I really want to go back. So personally, I would also say New York. But
was it just one venue or multiple?
Yeah, just one venue, but it was quite large. It's like
really something when the US was large.
Yeah.
But I looked around for this, and there was a couple of really large locations in the US that could sustain reInvent, because it's by no means a small place. If COVID subsides, I would expect that we go 50, 60,000 people in not too much time. There's not that many conference centers that can house that many people.
Yeah. I also heard some people that attended Reinforce in, I think it was Houston or Boston, these kind of cities.
Yeah.
Houston, yeah. Well, let's see when they announce the next re-event. Next poll, what do you think of the announcements? This is an open question, so you can type
your essay in a minute.
Just with one word. I thought to suggest some words, but I was curious what people would say about the announcement. If they are mind-blowing, that was the only one that I could came up with, so that's hence the image. But maybe people didn't like it, or I also heard a lot of people saying like it's a iteration on previous and not that innovative. These kind of responses. Yeah. So I'm curious what the Dutch.
A little basic, yeah.
It's more of an evolutionary reinvent this year.
There wasn't a truck on stage, so nothing really impressive.
And no satellites and no rockets. And...
There's no robot carrying Adam Selipsky onto stage or anything. So.
Yeah, evolution, exactly.
Oh, there are also some positives in there.
Cool.
No, but I think this captures the sentiment that I heard there as well.
Yeah.
It's an iterative reinvent, next iteration of AWS.
Should reinvent be split up?
I opt for the fifth option, no, but I will go to the European one in Amsterdam. That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe Berlin or something, Rome. Fine.
Most people will go to the European one. That's interesting to hear. Undervalued.
Do we miss any announcements here that are undervalued?
I feel not enough people spoke about CDK version 2. I thought more people would speak about it because there's a big community around it and things.
Yes.
Yeah, but the changes for CDK v2 aren't actually that big, right? It's mostly package management that has changed.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you also like the Go Build Award announcement, or the first one go to?
Oh, wait! There's a question about that in the next round. So
I'm going into it.
I'm glad I didn't spoil the question this time.
It's always Pete spoiling.
It's in the last name. Deep drone. What's that?
Yeah, it doesn't exist, right? So, which announcement did you miss the most?
Yeah, I mean, what would it be? A deep drone?
Okay.
You have the deep lens and you have the deep racer, and well, maybe a deep drone is like a drone that can fly itself, something like that.
The Snow family.
I missed the proper seam. I would really like to see that.
Yeah, it's far too serious answer for this question.
I know, and a proper BI solution, so you don't have to suffer through QuickSight. I was hoping they would acquire Tableau with the close ties anyway.
Yeah, they bought the CEO, so
yeah, exactly.
The company.
It's like half the company.
Yeah, this is the last round. Shall we do it immediately?
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah. Maybe we lost somebody. Pete dropped. Where's Pete? What was the first launch at re-event during the keynotes?
This year. Okay.
Yeah, this re-event.
Or the next.
This is a difficult trivia question.
It's a difficult one, yeah.
What was RoboRunner?
I wasn't able to watch it. It was during the keynote that is always first. It's the Midnight Madness one, and I remember from a few years ago that you actually had to queue around like 5 o'clock in the afternoon to be able to join at 10 o'clock in the evening for Midnight Madness. This year it was a bit better because there were less people and it was in the large venue, but I didn't make it.
Probably the best thing about reInvent, much less queues.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So
Felt like maybe in the direction it should have been in.
Yeah, I like the smaller reInvent as well. But who was the artist? That's not a question, I think, right? But who was the artist who played at Midnight Madness this year? Do you know?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I think only Maarten was there, right? From us, or were you there, Walter?
I know it.
Oh.
I wasn't there, but I know it. It was Tina Turner.
It was Tina Turner.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
In person.
To which
Wow.
most people respond, "Wow, is she still alive?" Yeah, she is. Like, no, seriously, look her up. She's like 80 something, and she was singing on stage. Like, that is impressive.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to be a basketball player when I was young, and 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, it was Shaquille O'Neal who was now DJing, right?
Oh, really? That's awesome. Was the stage big enough for him? He's like
Apparently, you can. This was not a poll; it was a quiz. So somebody got points for it.
Nice.
But it is a quiz right now. We're
Yeah,
back
now
to
it's
Yeah.
a quiz. So who
Yeah.
won
Okay,
the
okay.
AWS Hero Award?
Zero answers. It's a difficult one. Here we go. Nice, Walter. Yeah.
People
maybe
have a
this
high
is
opinion
an,
of you, look.
Oh, that's nice. I scored
Should have
equal
been
to
you.
Matt Coulter. I'm gonna screenshot this and frame it.
It's
Share
recorded,
it with
so you
Matt.
can send it to Matt.
I thought when I saw it, how Werner Vogels was thanking Matt on stage at reInvent keynote, that must have been a really cool moment for Matt. Like, that's a fairly well-respected person expressing gratitude like that on a venue like that. That's really cool.
But
Yeah, I
really
watched-
well
Yeah, you
deserved
did.
as well.
I watched the recording of that session, and what you couldn't hear if you watched the recording was the noise that the heroes made when he won this prize. And when you were there in the audience, it was really, really loud. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Deservedly.
Jacob's still leading, but Santos is catching up. With a few questions to go.
I wasn't sure if this was also in the recording or in the live.
The introduction
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, I only saw it live on stage, so I was there, but I wasn't sure if it was also broadcasted in the.
Yeah,
In
it
the
was
online,
broadcast.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I watched from my hotel room, and I saw the movie as well.
You saw the movie.
Well, the beginners, no, not the actual movie, the Werner Vogels version.
Oh.
It was
It
streamed.
was Fear and Loading.
Yeah, he also announced it on Twitter already. But
Yeah.
with this sentence of seeing bats, or this phrase from that movie.
That country. Did you all go to replay?
Hey,
Oh, sorry. I need to reappear and restart.
Martin's still at replay.
I was definitely at restart.
Yeah.
I reappeared at
and
restart.
reappear.
I just feel an urge to stand up.
Reappears the after party. Yeah, you're welcome, everyone. Anyways, now that the cat is out of the bag, did you go?
I did. And
like
it
it?
was with the heroes you got access to a separate area, and I was really glad because it was so massively busy. There were actually 20,000 people partying, and I wasn't ready for that. That was just too much coming from my bubble of 5 people for the last 2 years. So I was really happy to be in another area there.
Well, I was one of those people that were dancing all together at the front of the stage, and it was really weird. Halfway through, I realized that this had been 2 years or something, maybe longer, that I last did something. It was quite scary too, because I thought, let's hope everyone is really vaccinated and not transmitting any disease. But it all turned out fine. But it was really cool to be able to dance again. At least that's what I like. That if you don't, then you're lucky to be a hero then, and able to go backstage.
Yeah. So everybody at reInvent had to be vaccinated to be able to attend. So you had to guarantee that everybody was vaccinated, but still it was pretty intense. But the party was really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, let's go for the next. Oh,
I saw somebody move up in the leaderboards, but
yeah, I clicked twice. Sorry, still a Windows user.
Didn't we have this question already?
Yes.
Well, then the people paying attention get bonus points.
Yeah.
Good save, Luke. And it was multiple choice, right?
Well, it's different answers this time, but yeah, these are the right answers: Redshift and EMR.
And everyone's got it right too. So
everybody got it. Everybody was paying attention, apparently.
So now we can look at the leaderboard again.
Serverless EC2 would be great, right?
Serverless servers, yeah. So we got Jacob on top, Santos still really close, and Andra in third place now. Oh, wow.
Didn't we spoil this answer as well?
No, because I gave an answer that's nowhere near any of these options. So I guess I would have gotten it wrong.
I'm afraid of what the answer is.
Only one person got it right. It's almost 500 instance types.
And after yesterday or today, I'm not sure where it was announced, there was again a new HPC something tree. So
yeah.
Again, a really long.
But only one person got it right, so all the others are just serverless users, right?
Mm.
We mentioned this a few times.
Oh, I like this band as well. Who are they? Does anyone know? I still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I tweeted about it. If you search my Twitter history, then I can tell you, because it was really
White
good.
Buffalo, I think.
No.
I think it was. No.
Let me check it out.
But they've been here the last couple of years, I think. Right? It's the same band.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I think they were there last year.
Then I think they improved a lot, because I also was impressed of their performance this year. And I wasn't there 2 years ago, so maybe they were there. But
Zach Person is the name.
Zach Person. Okay. Well, 2 years ago, I thought it was a band with more members. Maybe they made more noise.
They also had a band with all the classical things, so with violins and these kind of things. It was in Werner's keynote, and there are also really nice videos of that. I looked it up in Spotify. It wasn't there, so it's not that famous, but it was really good as well.
Really
if you're a little bit into classical, classical music that meets normal, how do you call it? The music we listen to on the radio, etc.
You listen.
I was really missing DJ Scratchy was missing. That's sad.
CEO of who was DJ Scratchy?
DJ Scratchy is the guy who's been doing the turntable mixing before Werner's keynote for a couple of years.
Ah, okay.
Really, really good. Really awesome to watch. But Zach Person, to watch them as well. I was sitting literally in front of the stage, and it's like 8 o'clock in the morning, and the guys are like rocking out hard. And I was just sitting right in front of there, and yes, perfect wake-up music.
Right, next poll. Next trivia, sorry.
Oh,
Still
Jacob
points.
extending the lead.
How many attendees from the Netherlands were present?
Did you count this?
Yeah? No. At Schiphol. I was counting. AWS has these numbers, and so I spoke to 2 persons, and one person said 100, and the other person said 200. So both are correct. So you get points for both in this case. But
I think 100 is easily between the partners and AWS. You already have 100 people.
Yeah.
It should be too hard. 200 seems more likely to be correct.
Yeah, really,
Yeah, but this is attendees, right? So it's only guests, not AWS people themselves.
Yeah,
but also from the AWS team, I think there were like 3 or 4 from the Benelux team, right? It was really small. I know Matthijs was there, and Angelina, and yeah. So
yeah,
there were
not
like,
a huge team, yeah, that went this time
Indeed.
because of all of the restrictions and all of that. Yeah.
From the community, it was basically us and some partners with a small group. All right.
We went to the Top Golf thing, and there were like what, 20-ish people there.
30. Yeah.
From them, so.
Yeah.
Right. Few questions to go. Who is in the picture?
This is your picture, Luke.
Did you make a selfie?
Yeah, this is what I look like when I take a selfie.
Is there a sleeping guy in there? That's me.
So this was the keynote area, actually. And Martijn was in there because I took a picture of 20,000 people in a single room. And Martijn was right there in the middle.
I was sitting like 3 rows behind Luke, and I saw him making a picture. So I waved at the picture, and then I saw it on Twitter like 5 minutes later. And I thought, hey, you're actually not taking a picture from me. But if you look into the picture, you will see it. It's on Twitter. You tweeted it.
Yeah, you're very happily waving at the camera.
Nobody answered this correct.
Just one, not in the top 5.
Oh, this is not a trivia question. This is a really tough technical question again, I think.
Super serious trivia.
Yeah. Read the question well, and I think you might know the answer. It's milliseconds. It's instant retrieval.
Only one person got it right, though.
Yeah. People were in a rush, I guess, to answer it quickly. And we're moving up again. Only a few questions left.
I don't know this one as well.
No, this is real trivia.
Something Tranium.
It sounds like something belonging in an Avatar movie. Tranium. What is Tranium? How many?
2 guessed correct, or actually know it, or maybe they use it.
Yes.
Maybe the bot that is playing this game is being trained on it.
No, the bot has been turned off a few rounds ago.
Oh, okay.
Jacob is stable at 20,500 points.
Yes. Well done. 3 more questions.
CDK Watch.
I could definitely use option 4.
Yeah.
But nobody thought that's true. So yeah, CDK watch, automatically deploying your code as you write it.
Mhm. I tried it out. It's really nice. Oh, look, Jacob's extending his lead.
I'm not sure if somebody can catch up with Jacob with only 1 or 2 questions left.
No, but number 3 and 4 are really close together, so that's exciting.
Mhm. There's only one swag bag, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe
That's true.
if others are also want to share theirs, but I will give away mine at least.
Is that Adobe and then the smiley with the closed eyes?
Yes.
It's Figma. And then we're going to the last question, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Still have a chance, Santos. Yeah.
Go Santos. Go Jacob. How much better? Is the answer in the picture? It's just a no.
50,000%. That would be nice.
A lot of percent.
A bajillion%.
25%.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
Who's the winner?
Oh, number 3, HGM.
Well done. Oh.
Yeah.
Must be.
And number 1 is Jacob.
Jacob.
Awesome.
Whoa. Jacob actually got the
Congratulations.
fewest among the 3. Correct. But I think you're super quick.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well done, Jacob.
So Jacob definitely did not Google all the answers or search all the answers. So that's good. It's a deserved winner.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Congratulations.
I
Well
think, Piet, you can take a screenshot, right, of this of your own Kahoot to show that you were Jacob in this.
Oh, right. Yes.
That's what Jacob need to do, so he can show us that he was actually the Jacob that won.
Exactly.
And then
Otherwise,
how
we
do
have to
they
go
reach
around.
out? How do they reach out to you?
Yeah, they can reach out to me. Probably everybody knows how to find me on the AWS UG.nl website. My email is there. So please send me your picture and your address and details. Then I will make sure that the prize is sent to you.
Awesome. So are there any questions from the audience? Maybe any releases that you want to know more of, or maybe want to tell something about? Anything you would like to discuss or hear from us?
Didn't see any comments coming in during.
Lots of congratulations for Jacob. Well done. But no questions.
So did we catch all the topics, or is there still something that we should have said during this session?
I think we did. I think we covered most of it at least. There was the carbon footprint tool that AWS announced. It's not launched yet. It's going to be launched. But speaking about sustainability, it's a tool that sort of allows you to check what your carbon footprint is, just to keep an eye on that, which also I thought was quite cool. You know, ties in with the sustainability and well-architected framework. So yeah, that was one thing.
Cool. And I think there's also a official recap coming up, right? In I think next week.
Next week, yes.
From AWS?
Yes, from AWS. I'll be part of it. So here in the Benelux, we're doing 2 recaps. So there's one technical one, like a 3-hour deep dive technical one, and one meant for business development folks. So I'll put the link in the chat now. And yeah, please join.
Yeah, I signed up for it. So I also need a refresher after the holidays, and I got sick right after the event for like a week. Tested the negative on COVID, so that wasn't the thing. It was more like my stomach was something wrong with for a week. So I had to recover, and now I can catch up with all the re-event stuff. So I'll be definitely there as well. Any other final words?
Yeah, let's hope
No.
people will join us for the Dynamodb workshop, which I'm really looking forward to in a few weeks. So we'll probably announce it on the website this week or maybe next week when we have announcement material. And I'll try to draw up some colleagues to assist in the workshop and hopefully join myself. And then do we have anything for the rest of the year planned yet?
Yeah, I'm a little bit waiting on the latest news on COVID, etc. But well, I'm always really optimistic about it. So I think we can also announce that this year there will be another AWS Community Day, and
Cool.
I think even 2 of them. So I really liked the last one, which we did like hybrid, but also distributed. So we used multiple locations, and it was online, and you were there. So I think that is really cool to do again. But also, hopefully, we can organize a physical community day in one location, and organize a really nice event. So when there's news, I will show it. We will send it out, and of course the CFP will also be open, so you can submit your papers as well.
Cool. Are there any topics that people that are still in the chat want us to organize something around? I thought maybe we could do something about Lambda Power Tools. That's something I heard a lot of people talk about during reInvent. That would be nice to do a meetup about. Maybe we could do it online or in person when everything opens up again. Other topics that people would like to see the community do a meetup on? Maybe you 4.
I also got some requests from companies that wanted to organize meetups in their office. They postponed it, of course, because we are in lockdown still. But they postponed it for a month. They said, well, if it's over like in January and we are allowed to organize meetups again, even with just a small group, it's really fun. I always enjoy meetups. Also, if you're only with 10 or 20 people, it's cool. So those are being announced in the future as well. But on the topics, we didn't discuss topics yet. It was first find a location and some speakers, and I think people need to also warm up a bit again with meetups and meeting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Pete drops off
bye.
every now and then. Okay, great answer, Martijn. Bye. There he is again.
You lost your connection for a sec. No worries.
Yeah, I'm not sure. My kids must be Netflixing or something.
Oh,
Not sure.
That might be. All right, then I think it's good to wrap up for today. Thanks all the guests for being here and participating and answering those questions that were there. Looking forward to the next events, and say goodbye to the audience.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Martijn,
Goodbye,
for
audience.
organizing, and see
Thanks
you.
for attending. Bye.
Thanks, Martijn. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.